Whether a game is worth playing or not is very subjective, and as such, it'd be impossible to say definitively whether this game is worth playing or not. I can only speak from my own experiences, but having played this game for over 1,000 hours, I feel I can probably give you a fair review of this game, and hopefully help you decide if this game is worth playing or not. If at any point you make up your mind about this game and you're going to purchase it for sure, there's an Amazon affiliate link in the description. I do think it's fair to point out that New World is available on Steam, and so far I've seen this game go on sale twice in the last 3 months. So I'd recommend checking Steam out first. As a general overview of the game, New World is an open world MMO that's set on the supernatural island of Eternum. The game consists of a quest-driven storyline which will take you on a journey through visually spectacular and diverse environments. You'll be able to team up with your friends and descend deep into instance expeditions where you'll complete objectives, solve problems, and fight a multitude of creatures of varying difficulties. You have the freedom to choose your path and are not bound to any one specific class, as all weapons and armor can be used by any player. If you want to use a great axe, then grab an axe. If you want to incinerate your enemies with fire, then so be it. You can combine any weapon you like with any armor you like and play however you want to. This game is probably the most visually astounding MMO that I've ever played. There are times I've just ran through the game just to see the sights. Each area is visually different from the last, ranging from golden rolling meadows to eerie ghostly forests. The atmosphere will transition to another seamlessly, and the mood will change quickly. I'm very picky when it comes to playing games. If I decide on a game, I want to be playing that game for the long haul. I want to really feel like I'm getting both value for money and value for time. So let's consider the first point, value for money. The game in my currency is £32.99, and I've played over 1,000 hours. That means that the hourly cost of entertainment is just over 3 pence per hour. To me, that's getting really good value for money. And when it comes to value for time, do I feel like I've got good value there? Absolutely. I've always felt like I've had something to aim for or something I've wanted to achieve. Nothing has felt like a chore, and I've had enjoyment at every single stage of the game. So providing that you feel that you'll enjoy the content that I'm about to describe, then I'm confident that you'll get good value out of this game. While not without room for improvement, the open world PvE combat in the game feels satisfying and impactful, which is emphasised by and paired with gorgeous sound design. You'll fight a range of enemy creatures, the most interesting of the PvE being corrupted portals. These portals spawn throughout the world of Eternum, spreading their corruption to the surrounding area. It's the responsibility of all players to fight back this evil. You'll know when you found a corrupted portal, as the environment and atmosphere will change to a sinister, deep, dark red, where you'll battle against tendrils and portals and waves of corrupted enemies. When defeated, corruption dissipates, returning the land to the tranquil, picturesque environment that it should be. And of course, the victory isn't only a moral one, as fighting back this corruption provides you valuable resources that can be used in other exciting areas of the game. If you enjoy instance combat, then there are several expeditions that you can participate in, starting with the Amrine expedition, which forms part of the main quest line. These expeditions provide repeatable and varied content, and I find them quite enjoyable. But be warned, you'll need a good team with you, otherwise you'll fail and return empty-handed. You can also take part in defending an area's fought from a corrupted invasion. These invasions happen throughout the days, and you can register battle against wave after wave of corrupted minions. From the moment you're stranded on Eternum, you start your story with a tutorial which demonstrates the basics. You're very quickly introduced to the life skill side of the game, where you'll be asked to complete a basic crafting quest. As you continue your story, you're introduced to a number of different mechanics of the game, gradually teaching you the basics. The control structure is simplistic and easy to learn, having to concentrate on only 3 skills as a maximum: a block, a dodge, a light attack, and a heavy attack. You'll quickly pick up the basics. After this, it's just a case of practicing and finding the right tempo. As part of the main quest line, you're encouraged to join one of 3 factions: the Syndicate, the Marauders, or the Covenant. You and your faction will battle to take control of the various regions throughout the map. Being part of the faction that controls the map has its advantages, and not just for the company who holds the area. Everyone in that faction can contribute and benefit. In addition to the main storyline, you have the option to complete a secondary quest line, which is for the faction which you've just joined. This will allow you to unlock faction-specific rewards that can only be acquired by completing faction missions. And while the items that you can obtain are far from best in slot items, they do provide you with a consistent power increase with reliable stats compared to the gear that you find from the open world which you'd otherwise be wearing. Faction missions are a kind of repeatable quest that you obtain from your faction leader. You can opt for PvP or PvE quests, or combine them both. These quests will require you to complete various tasks in the local area, which will add some extra variety and goals to the mix. Like many others, you may enjoy running through the world gathering resources such as various woods, metals, leathers and cloths. The gathering, refining and crafting is by far my favourite part of the game, and it gives you a rewarding sense of achievement. At times the crafting really doesn't feel like a grind, and the part that I find the most exciting is that a life skiller isn't a second class citizen in this game. Gathering, refining and crafting provide a huge amount of experience to help you level up. Even in the instance 20 vs 20 PvP game mode Outpost Rush, there is a place for life skillers who can help push their team to victory by focusing on gathering the materials needed to upgrade their forts to provide buffs for the entire team. One gatherer can single-handedly increase the defense and damage output of an entire team and turn the tide of battle. I've been able to finish in the top 5 of the entire game without raising my weapon to another player. Highly skilled crafters can be an absolute asset to their companies by being able to craft the highest gear score items in the game. This means that you can help your company and friends obtain the best gear in the game. And if you're not the type of person who likes to grind open world PvP to increase the quality of the gear they're using, then that's okay. As a crafter, you don't need to worry about that. PvP in this game takes the form of open world PvP, a battle arena and wars. PvP is an opt-in system, so if you don't want to take part then you don't have to. You're incentivized to enable PvP though, by giving you a 10% bonus to all XP gained while flagged for PvP, 10% luck and 30% gathering luck. The only thing that you lose when you die is a small amount of durability, which is decreased for deaths in PvP. You don't lose any of the items that you've worked hard for, nor do you lose any of your currency. The wars are 50 versus 50 battles over a territory, with the victor taking control. To initiate a war, the territory must be thrown into conflict, which is achieved by completing faction PvP missions. After this, the companies who contributed can declare war. Wars are scheduled for specific times, and you sign up at the war board and wait to see if you're selected to participate. The New World team are not the most experienced of teams that there's ever been, but this hasn't stopped them from delivering first-class communication and updates to us. They've always been quick to hold up their hands and say when they've made a mistake, and explain to us what they're doing to fix things when things go wrong. They always seem to be trying to do what is right and what is fair. Clear evidence they listen to the community and make the necessary changes to the game based on community feedback. They say they work tirelessly, and this is one statement that I believe is true. The team seem driven to provide us with new content and systems all the time, while delivering bug and fixes and balance changes. Now of course there are some negatives within the game that really need addressing, and I'm sure they will be looked into and changed at some point. I have the confidence that these changes will be made. However, the first issue that I think is significant, and especially for the people who enjoy PvP the most, is the gatekeeping surrounding wars and invasions. When a war is declared or an invasion is scheduled, there's only so many people who can participate. You can sign up at the respective sign-up boards and wait to see if you're picked. And with wars, I understand there is a need for having the best army, but the issue arises when you realise you only stand any kind of chance to participate in these wars, in spite of your gear and level, if you put your name and details down on an external spreadsheet within some hidden community. This isn't publicised, this just has to be known. You need to be in the inner circle to be able to participate in this content. With invasions, it's a similar story with a few minor and sinister changes. With an invasion, you sign up for the invasion, and the governor of the territory has the freedom to pick a limited number of people to join the battle. The remaining slots are filled randomly from the sign-up list. Sadly, while the governor only has the option to pick a limited number of players to join the invasion, they have the power to infinitely kick players from the invasion. This results in governors repeatedly kicking players until their entire company has been randomly assigned to the invasion. The other downside to the game is if you're a lone wolf or a solo player. While there's a lot of content that's available to you as a solo player, there's certain content that you need a group for. Without Group Finder, it becomes impossible to progress various types of content. As part of the storyline, you need to go into expeditions to progress, but the expeditions require a minimum amount of people. There's another quest later on in the game that requires you to enter a cave to defeat a boss that's so monumentally hard you require about 2 groups to stand any kind of chance. The kicker here is that only people on this quest can access this instance. If you're the last person on the server to complete the quest, then you have 0 chance of actually completing it. It's actually a laughable oversight. I'm sure these issues will be addressed in upcoming patches. As long as the New World team are aware of these issues, then I'm sure they'll be fixed. And based on developer interviews, it certainly seems like they're making changes that will help mitigate at least a couple of these problems. I certainly don't want to end this video on a sour note, so don't let the previous issues negate everything I've said earlier in this video. I'm a solo player, and the aforementioned issues haven't detracted from my gameplay because there's always other things that I've been able to enjoy. New World is a brilliant game that I've enjoyed every day since launch. Even after playing 1,000 hours, there's still content I've not experienced and I'm very much looking forward to. So is New World a hit or a miss in your eyes? Let me know in the comments. If you're interested in New World news, tips or guides, and you want to be kept up to date, then hit that subscribe button.